Recording is rolling. It is Monday, February 17th. Welcome to new week. You guys have a page on your desks. Looks like this. I'm going to have you guys do a research project this week. You guys will be working in teams. I think a good way to do this is I'm actually going to come back to this. Right, I'm going to flip the screen over and give you guys a model example of what a presentation could look like. My own example, I have about 10 slides. It takes a few minutes to present. So I'm looking for something roughly like this, right? So I did a PowerPoint. I'm gonna have you guys research some discovery or invention that was made. So I went with the dishwasher. All right. So what's all right now? Whatever topic you have, right? There's like some angle you can take on this, right? You can say like, what what's the historical timeline of this? Like when did this invention come from? How did it impact society? Right. Right. So what we got here? Right. Ooh, I found a video that actually shows the inner working. So maybe like a plexiglass looking dishwasher. Right? And there it is. Every time you run the dishwasher, let's say you've got water spraying on your dishes. Okay, we got this rotating arm, so it's coming from all different angles. The water is heated. You can't see that in the video, but that's part of what sanitizes it. All right, so there you go. There's the basic process. All right, and then in a still frame, right, there's what a dishwasher looks like. All right, so history trivia. Ooh, what year was the first patent granted for the dishwasher? All right, I want to see show of hands. Right, so there's your options. Now, while you guys are thinking about that, just a little bit of clarification on this question is whatever year I cite, yeah, they were predecessor ideas, and I'm also going to show you guys a little bit about. So, right, this idea doesn't come out of nowhere, right? There may be some ideas that didn't quite add up, right? And of course, whenever the first dishwasher was created, the dishwasher that you guys have in your house today is, of course, an improved version, so it doesn't look exactly like the very first one ever patented, right? But there is, I think, like a first design where you can point to and say, yeah, the modern dishwasher is basically there, like the one that sprays water and cleans the dishes and the whole bit. All right, so let me see. Show of hands. Show of hands. How many guys think 1886? Who says 1906? Who says 1926? Who says 1946? Ooh. All right, let's go with 1886 is when this goes back to. And ooh, follow up trivia. Which country? So where does the dishwasher come from? Is it United States, Britain, Germany, or Italy? Same thing. Show of hands. How many guys are going for United States? Who says the States? Who says Britain? Who says Germany? Who says Italy? Would you know it's all right here? The States. So the States, 1886 is where it's going to. All right, so I'm gonna back up before this. So let's go back to 1850 or so. Actually, I got a couple of predecessor ideas. Right, so 1850, 1865. There are some designs floating around for these dish soakers. So we've got this tub of water. Maybe soapy water. We're gonna throw all the dirty dishes in there, and maybe some kind of hand crank to initiate some kind of motion. But so this idea of having some kind of machine to wash your dishes is floating around, but this doesn't really work, right? It's probably easier to just go ahead and hand wash dishes just with a cloth and water, like people conventionally do. So, okay, so not quite there. It doesn't work. This doesn't really sell, but yeah, but the eyes are floating. All right, here's the actual inventor of the modern dishwasher. This is Josephine Cochran. So her story is born 1839. She was living in Illinois. When she was in her 40s, her husband died. And so you can probably imagine, like, okay, I mean, I've got this idea for a dishwasher. Better now than never that I get a patent on this and try to sell this idea and make some income that way. So she files the patent in 1885. Now, part of the story here, and this is where history gets a little fuzzy. Maybe this is true, maybe this is a little bit more, is that part of her incentive was that her family had servants who were washing the dishes, but they would chip her dishes, and she was kind of annoyed by this. So she's like, oh, wouldn't it be nice if there was just some kind of machine that could wash the dishes perfectly and not chip my dishes? That was one of the incentives. There it is. That right there is like if you go back to 1900 or so. That's what dishwashers would look like. No, okay, got some points here. Where it would actually spray water like modern dishwashers was part of her design. Okay. You guys may have caught 1886. Guys, was there an electric grid back in 1886? No, that hadn't really come around yet. So the dishwasher actually does predate the electric grid system. So this was not running on electricity, right? This is something that you'd still have to hand power, right? But yeah, it would. You put your dishes in, it sprays the water, all different angles, and boom, now your dish washed. And this works well enough that that it is actually commercially successful, right? Versus cleaning dishes by hand. Right. So here's her original patent in 1886. So the original design. Here's the first dishwasher. Uh, Now, of course, it wasn't too long after this that the electric grid started to be developed. About the 1890s, there was the War of the Currents. They're trying to figure out should we go DC or AC, right? So by 1917, oh, here's an improved version. Now this one definitely looks even more like the ones that we have in our houses today. Right, looks like that. Right. I bet this one you could probably hook up to the electric grid by then, by 1917, right? Um, right. So societal impact. This is one of these technologies, like a lot of technologies that liberate labor from doing all these menial tasks. Right? Like so many technologies that are easy to take for granted that are just doing so much work in our lives. Like probably nobody's actively thinking about, oh, I'm so glad the air conditioning's working today. Although if it wasn't, you would definitely notice, right? Or the electric grid, or having washers and dryers or dishwashers, right? It just saves us so much labor, right? And of course, if it's working, it's just kind of in the background of our lives, just is right. Uh, these are dishwasher is more energy efficient and water efficient than cleaning by hand. The fact that you can heat up the water so hot in a machine, like you wouldn't want to put your hands in this water; it'd just be like way too hot. Okay? But that helps sanitize the dishes also, so that's part of it. Okay. Now these asterisk points I got from Energy Star that makes dishwashers. So because I was wondering, okay, well, how much time does it save? How much water does it save? How much energy does it save? So I found one source that has some numbers on it. Are those 100% accurate? I don't know, but maybe to give a ballpark idea of how much time, energy, and water it's saving, right, to just automate this process. All right. All right, and here's my list of sources. All right, now I should tell you guys too. I put this PowerPoint together, conventional style, just like old school style. I actually went through and like, yeah, because I found some information and then had an idea of okay, what angle do I want to take on the story, and how do I want to craft the story and put it together, right? And then find all the sources to make sure that all the details I'm saying are correct. Okay. Uh, Now, you guys, okay, now here's the paper that's in front of you guys right now. I just basically turned that into a PowerPoint slide. I want you to do basically what I did, but also have an AI enhanced aspect of this too. Right? So here, create and present a 5-minute PowerPoint presentation on one of these discoveries or inventions. I gave you guys a whole list here, right? So I'll have you guys in teams so you guys can pick which topics you want, right? So use this process in your presentation. Actually, before I even hit any of this, let me flip back over. I'm going to come back to this, but let me flip back over to this page here. These presentations take a few days to put together. So really today, I just want you guys to pick your topic with your team and also just read about it. Right? So for example, if any meaning might know, let's say you pick currency. Like, okay, what do we know about currency? Well, what is the history of currency? Where in the world was it developed? Was it different places at different times? What's the history behind that? When did paper money come around, or coinage, or were people using credit or debt systems? Right? I mean, there's a whole fascinating history behind that. And I'm really recommending that you just leave your research just today, just open-ended, just explore like what's kind of out there, so that by the time you leave class today, you'll have an idea. Okay, here's some interesting facts I found out about whatever discovery technology. Okay, now I need to put together a presentation that tells sort of a story that I want to tell. Okay, and I'm giving you guys tomorrow to pretty much put this together, and Wednesday to go back, edit, clean it up, make it look like what you want it to look like, so that Thursday you guys can present. All right, now go back to this slide then. Okay. When you guys are ready to put this presentation together, I do want you guys to use an AI program to create the initial presentation, because AI is going to be so much of the future that I think it's a good skill to have to know how to work with these AI programs, how to use them properly, right? Like in another class, if you're assigned something and you just turn your brain off and type in a prompt and print it out and turn that in, that's not a proper use of it, right? But if you say have an idea in mind of a presentation you want and you type your idea into the prompt, right, and you get some initial presentation out, then you can look at it. You can do things like this. Here, next point. Fact check the slides to guarantee accurate information. Right? Make any modifications necessary. Maybe there was a part of the story you wanted to tell that didn't show up. So, okay, you can insert your own slide. Or if there's a slide you don't want, you can delete a slide or you can rearrange things. Right? Maybe you can insert images that you want to. You're definitely allowed to modify it. Right? The AI prompt is just the beginning part, just to get the structure down, right? And then you can modify it from there and actually tell the story that you want to tell. If any images are produced by AI, then clearly label them as produced by AI, because we're really getting to a point now where it's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, like there have been a number of times I look on the internet, it's like I don't know, is this a real photograph or is this edited? Or, I don't know. Right? But if you label it, then that's nice. Right? On the final slide, include the sources that you use to verify your presentation information. If AI comes up with its own works cited list, make sure go through the list and make sure that all the sources actually are accurate because sometimes it'll happen that the program will hallucinate or just make something up. Right? So make sure that everything actually is verifiable, right? Is actually accurate. Make sure that every fact that you say in your presentation is backed up by some source. Right? Also, on the final slide, specify what AI program that you use. I know there's a number of them out there. So I know students in my other classes always say, "Oh yeah, there's like this whole list of programs you can use." Okay. I'll leave that kind of up to you guys to work with each other and figure out what programs are out there and what you want to use. Include team members' names in the presentation and email your final presentation to. And here's my email address here, which is also on the printed page. Or you can share it or however, just so they have it. Okay. So that on Thursday I can pull it up and you and your teammates can present this on Thursday. All right, so you guys get that? You guys good? Okay. All right, so to get you guys going here, this one, now you guys are my period 7 class in front of me right now. I'm going to take this paper right here to that wall over there. You guys see there's a few papers taped already? Okay, so that you guys can claim some topics, just so there aren't multiple teams doing a single topic. So when you and your teammates figure out which topic you want to do, then come up to this paper, which is going to be taped over on that wall, and just one of your teammates can write their initials next to one of these topics so that you can claim that topic. All right. All right, so go ahead, figure out what you want to do, and then the rest of the day you can just read about that topic, and then next couple of days you can put a presentation together.